Hello everyone, this is Praveen Kumar from CIC, roll number 701. Today in this seminar I want to deliver about lasers and holography. First of all, get into the lasers. We consider that the laser is just a single word, but it has its own derivation. That is light amplification and stimulation and emission of a radiation. Let's get into the Einstein relations. Derivation probability rate of stimulative absorptions. Here at the end we get the equation P12 equal to B12 N1 into rho of V. Here E1 equal to low energy level, E2 equal to high energy level, N1 equal to population of low energy level, N2 equal to population of higher energy level. H mu is the photon density. P12 is the probability rate from E1 to E2. B12 is the proportionality constant of Einstein relation. And get into the derivation of probability rate of spontaneous emission, that is P21 equal to A21 into N2. Here N1 equal to population low energy level, N2 equal to population of higher energy level. P21 is the probability rate of atoms for emission, A21 is the Einstein coefficient. Then after that, derivation of probability rate of stimulation emission. Here we got the equation P21 equal to B21 N2 into rho of V. Here P21 is the probability rate of atoms, B21 is the Einstein's coefficient. And then get into the experiment Ruby laser. It is a solid state laser. It is proposed by the T.H. Maiman. It is also called as the first experimental laser. It works upon the optical pumping. Here we can observe in the diagram there is a cylindrical shaped body outside and the rectangular rod called ruby rod, and the both ends are covered. Ruby rod is both ends covered with fully and partially reflected layers. And then get into it has three levels of it has three levels. There is active medium, pumping source, optical resonators. First of all, active medium, cylindrical shaped glass tube with rectangular shaped ruby rod, and the Al2O3 plus Cr2O3 mixture in the ratio of 99.95 plus 0.05% works as an active medium. Pumping source, helical shaped xenon and neon flash lamps surrounded to the cylindrical shaped glass tube with power supplies given by pumping to the experiment. Optical resonators, the ruby rod is silver both sides to get fully and partially mirrors, which are works as an optical resonators. Let's get into the description. uh, Chromium ions are more active than aluminum ions. Chromium ions in even absorb the energy of xenon flash lamp and then get excited to the E2. In the stimulation absorption, Cr ions has both green and blue absorption, that is Cr ions with optical resonators. And spontaneous emission, in this experiment the spontaneous emission is the lifetime of Cr ions is 10 power minus 6 seconds in high energy levels E2 and E3. After that time they get excited to the lower levels, so Cr ions is in E2 and E3 excited to the metastable state E4. This is also called as non-radiative transition. And in the stimulation emission, lifetime of the metastable state is 10 power minus 3 seconds. Cr ions in metastable state stimulated with the energy to de-excite from E4 to E1. During de-excitation, coherent photons are emitted. Result for this experiment is the two coherent photons get multiple reflections between fully reflected mirror and a partially reflected mirror to get the high intensity. The output wavelength of the laser beam is 6943 angstroms. And then get into the helium neon gas laser experiment. This is a gas state laser. Helium neon gas laser was proposed by Iswan W. Bennett and Heriot in year 1961. Pumping in this laser is electrical pumping with electrodes. It has 4 layers system. Let's get into the construction. In this active medium is quartz tube in helium neon gas laser. The combination of He and helium and neon in the ratio of 10:1 is inserted into the quartz tube. The pumping sources, the electrodes are connected to the quartz tube with a radio frequency generator to supply the electrical pumping. The quartz tube is silvered with both ends get fully reflected and partially reflected mirrors, which acts as optical resonators. Here is the energy level diagram. Helium excitations. Helium excited to even to E2 and then get to E3. Neon de-excites from E6 to E1 by a step-by-step process. Stimulator absorption. In stimulator absorption, helium excitations. Helium atoms in the lower energy level even absorb energy from electrodes and get excited to the E2 and then E3 levels. Helium excitation with help of electrodes pumping is stimulator absorption. Helium undergoes upward transition in the experiment, and then neon de-excitation. The spontaneous emission. The lifetime of neon atoms in higher energy excited state is 10 power minus 6 seconds. After the lifetime, the excited state neon undergoes de-excitations. Stimulation. The lifetime of neon atoms in metastable state is 10 power minus 3 seconds. Neon atoms in metastable state get stimulated with additional energy from the electrodes de-excited to the lower energy level ground state. With the high intensity laser beam is emitted from the partially reflecting mirror with a wavelength 63828 angstroms as red laser. Here the advantages of helium neon gas laser. It is used to measure the distance of sun, moon and stars from the earth, and it also used in the measure of velocity of light. It is also used to speed the chemical reactions as it is used as a catalyst, and it is used in the cosmetics for color improvement of the skin. In medicine they use for all eye surgeries. Now get into the holography. Holography is an advanced form of a photography that allows the images to be recorded in three-dimensional by means of light wave patterns recorded on a photographic plate. It is also called as lensless photography. That has the differences between photography and holography. In photography, the a 2D recording process, but in a holography, it is a 3D recording process. Photography is based on lensless systems, but holography has no lensless systems. Photography has poor resolution of energy, but holography has high resolution of image. Photography is done with the ordinary light, but holography must done with the laser light. The formed images in photography are very static, but in holography, the lifelike images are produced. That construction of the hologram. Here the object is transformed into the photographic record. The coherent light beam is split into the illuminated beam and reference beam by using beam splitter. The object beam is a light scattered of the object of coherent background reaches the beam splitter. The reference beam directly reaches the photographic plate, the reflecting from the mirror. The photographic plate absorbs these waves and print the object on it. Reconstruct hologram. Here the recording hologram is transformed into the image. When a hologram is later illuminated with the coherent light of the same frequency that created it, a 3D image of the object appears on the screens. That's it. Thank you.